Loudest ovation here. Phil, congratulations. You made it to a press conference in Supercross, so congrats on that. Had a loud ovation.
18 years later, I still don't think I deserve to be here, but here I am.
You get a lot of media, so you've had a lot of chances to explain why you're calling time on your career. But for those watching right now, just explain why you decided 2024 is the end of the road.
I mean, plain simple, I'm over it. I don't. Everyone knows Supercross is really gnarly, and at 35 years old, I don't want to take the risk anymore. So I'll leave it for the next young buck to come up and try and carve their way to make some money riding a dirt bike, like my dream always was. And I've noticed after, Anaheim won, I've said it multiple times on press day, I looked at the finish line and I'm like, I'm out, you know. I called my dad when I got back to the hotel and I'm like, it's over. I'm this year and pack it in and ride off into the sunset. So, yeah, it's my time. I got 1 year to summer to empty the tank and move on.
So last weekend, one of your better rounds. Nice finish, nice job.
Debatable.
We know you hate jumping big jumps. So do you think that because the 250s couldn't jump the big jumps, that was an edge that you could carry into here in Salt Lake as well?
I did double my way around Denver pretty damn good. So I was a distance 6. Like I said, I'm not delusional. I know I've had a lot of hard-fought 8th place finishes where I was very happy with my ride. My 6th place, I rode like shit, not going to lie. So I think this weekend might be the same sort of thing. So I'm looking forward to it. It is a lot of pressure because it is an East-West shootout. I wish it was just kind of a West Coast round where I could kind of ride it on in, but makes it interesting, makes me have to stay locked in. So, yeah, try and handle the emotions, I guess you could say, and go from there.
Some questions for Phil from the media.
Steve Mathis,
there we go.
Here we go, for sure.
I'm having a hard time coming up with some Supercross highlights for you in my mind. A lot of motocross ones, but you tell us. What are some of your favorite Supercross memories?
I don't know. I can't curse up here, but there's so many. I can't even really remember, to be honest. My first top 10s, first top 5s, first heat race win. Like, there's been a lot of them. So
You want a heat?
yeah,
Okay.
in the mud. So again, it doesn't count. So not delusional. I know that. So yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of good moments, a lot of good laps led. You know. I just think it's pretty cool. I got to race Stu and Reedy and RV and Dunge all the way down to, Deegan and Kitchen and Vial. So it's like it's been a huge span of pretty badass older riders and younger riders I can say I've lined up against and even led some laps against. So to me, that's pretty meaningful. So yeah.
What's also interesting about you is you're the only guy who's friends with every single rider out here somehow. You're the only guy, I think, who's buddies with Jet Lawrence and Cooper Webb at the same time, the 2 guys that have a shot at the 450 title. So what about that part of racing, the social part, the friendship part, the being in the pits with your boys every week?
It's definitely kind of hard to balance because, yeah, Coop's been my boy for a long, long time, and we've battled some demons together, We've had some really good times. So that's kind of hard. And Jet's kind of a newer friend, you know what I mean? I've just kind of gotten to know him and Hunter and the whole Lawrence family. So, yeah, it's definitely hard. And people ask me, who do you want to win the championship or whatever? But, I mean, to be honest, if it's any one of those guys, I'd be pumped. And to see those two competing at the elite level, and like I said, I've known Coop for a long time, and I know what he's been through and stuff like that. And same with Jetson. It's pretty crazy, but I don't view them as racers. I just view them as Joe Blows. So they're just normal dudes that like to, some drink some beer and others play some golf. So it's pretty fun.
All right, Phil, Michael Antonovich with Swap Moto Live. I remember interviewing you in 2019, and it was right at the end of the year, and you were going to become a prison guard. And I was like, whoa. I think through the last 5 years, you're the one guy that has the most understanding at the highest level that there is a real world out there, and your appreciation through the last 5 years has gone up and down. 18-year career, you've hit every stage. For a young kid that's listening to this, what would you recommend to them?
I don't know. If you're not a Jetson or a Coop, there's a life after racing, and not all of us actually make enough money to where you actually can retire. So just take it all in. I'm not delusional. My dad was a county employee for 35 years, so to see that and know that I'm going to need a job after, I had to think about that. When I went to Canada, it was a different part of my career to where like, all right, well, if this road ends after Canada, I need a job afterwards. So I did the prison guard thing, just kind of a fail-safe to do. And then Club MX, I talked to Brandon Haas, and it was just like, hey, you know, I still want to come back to the U.S. And after the COVID thing in Canada, like it was very lucrative for me to go to Canada, and I wish I would have went there many years prior. I bust Lucas Myrtle's balls about that quite a bit because it was I didn't want to go there at first, but like I said, I made a lot of money up there. So if I could have stayed up there, I'd still be there. But the avenue to come back to the U.S. kind of reignited my flame, and I wanted to go back to 250 Supercross, and I'm glad I did it. It's been quite a nice ride, up and down with injuries, but at the same time, it all goes full circle.
Dan Hubbard, Race Day Live. Phil, got a quick question. Two-parter, actually. My co-host, Justin Brayton, says there's a slim chance but a possibility that you are bluffing and you're going to really want to get back on that bike. Once you step away, it'll be hard for you to quit. I want you to address that. And number two, what are your plans? Where are you headed? I know you're working with Race for X and doing some stuff on Pulp MX, but what are your plans moving forward with this retirement?
I'm not coming back. When I say I'm truly over it, I'm over it. So I'm even struggling right now. I mean, the guys see me at club. I'm having a hard time even putting forth effort on days to train at club. And I got the hardest part. Supercross is really gnarly and technical, but the gnarly part of the summer's coming up. And I made a lot of money racing outdoors. That's kind of what thrived on my career. So, and now I'm turning into a bit of a baby when it comes to that sort of stuff. So I need to pull my head out of my ass a little bit and try and get back in the game. But as far as afterward, I've had a lot of great companies that supported me for a long, long time, and it's kind of crazy. It's amazing how long they stuck behind me even through the rough years that I've had. So FXR, I plan on staying with them for a little while, and also a couple other things I got going on, which I can't really say yet. But I'm looking forward to that part of my life, being able to, like I said in my retirement video, racing races I want to do, and going back to local races with my pops, and you know, the whole reason why I started this stupid sport to begin with. So and to finally be here, and like I said, go full circle, to go back to that point again, that's what it's all about. And I want to be able to have a beer after I ride, you know, and be like, all right, that was a fun day, and not have to race a stopwatch. So yeah.
All right, that's it. Round of applause for Phil Nicoletti.
Thank you.